Hey, boos. Hey. Happy Feminine Fridays. I am Regal Essence. I am Queen TV. I'm Queen TV After Dark. I'm Life is a Love Goddess. I'm Life is a Laidback Mom. I'm your crystal healer and dealer. And I'm your past life princess. Hey, boos. Hey. So, I'm so excited to bring you guys this topic today. So, Divine Feminine, I want to talk to you guys about, hold on, let me move this down some. I want to talk to you guys about harnessing your inner zen, okay? So, I think this topic is so important because in the crazy world, this crazy world that we live in, hold on, my phone telling me my battery is low. So in this crazy world that we live in, it is going to be very, very, very important for us as divine feminines to be able to harness our inner zen. And when I say inner zen, what do I mean, right? So normally people talk about zen as being like a very calm, peaceful state, right? And that's exactly what it is. Like, your zen expresses things that have to do with going within, as well as being peaceful and enlightened. It speaks to enlightenment, right? So, I was having, y'all know, I be getting inspired. You know what I'm saying? So, I was having a conversation with my daughter this week, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is something that I really want to teach to my, or just remind my divine feminine collective about. And that is the importance of really being able to harness our inner zen, right? Why is that important? Because life can be crazy, right? Life can be crazy all around us. People can be crazy or whatever. However, we want to get to a point where we don't allow what's going on outside of us to affect what goes on inside of us, right? And then also, too, we want to be mindful of how what's going on internally affects things going on outside of us, because we can be all in a chaotic energy, right? And we can actually create chaotic energy outside of us and around us. And we don't want to do that, right? Because life is crazy enough. This world is crazy enough. People are crazy enough already. So you want to always be able to harness a level of peace and harmony, regardless to what's going on. Because if not, you'll be stressed out. You will be stressed out, right? So, a little bit about me. Y'all know I'm very honest and transparent. A little bit about me and how I have come to, I'm sorry, y'all. It is this hair that y'all can't see that is like driving me crazy. So, I began to kind of like work on this a while ago. Now, like I always say, like everybody's spiritual awakening or spiritual awakening journey is going to look different, right? Mine, however, was extremely crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, and it basically was a time where there was a lot of obstacles, stumbling blocks. That's loony, y'all. A lot of obstacles, stumbling blocks, and things of that nature were purposely put in my path, in my way, to basically just kind of like wreak havoc on my life in a way that would cause me to not move forward in my path of divinity, not move forward with my plans, my creative projects, whatever the case may be. Just like anything to like make me really discouraged, to make me want to give up, to be overwhelmed, certain things just to kind of like end me, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get to a point in life where I was like, yo, you know what? I don't care what is going on, seen and unseen, right? Seen and unseen, regardless to what is going on around me, I have to be peaceful, right? Like I have to be able to pull it in. I have to have the ability to kind of like block out the things that are going on, whether I am aware of them or I just feel them intuitively. Our Zen has a lot to do with living your life by looking within and being able to live your life utilizing your intuition, right? And that requires us to be able to let go a lot of times of knowing the outcome, knowing how everything is going to play out, and really just trust God, or trust your higher power, or trust your intuition, right? So intuitively, I knew that there was a lot of chaos and violence going on, not only in the natural, but also in the spirit realm, right? And I had to get to a point that I was like, you know what? I don't care what is going on. I don't care. I'm going to be good, right? I had to start to determine how it is that I want to feel, right? And make it up in my mind that if this is how I want to feel, then this is how I'm going to feel, right? Now, that sounds a little crazy, right? But it's so important, right? Example. I'm one of those people, I am always rushing, last minute rushing, right? And I got to a point that I was just like, you know what? Like, oh my God, like, I hate this rushy feeling in the morning. Like, I hate, you know what I mean? Like, why do I put myself through this? Like, why do I put myself through this rush of like, oh my God, I'm gonna be like, I'm driving. And I was just like, you know what? Like, I hate this, right? I hate this. And I had to say, okay, so this is the feeling, like this is what I'm experiencing, but I don't like this, right? What do I want to feel instead? I want to drive to work. I want to be calm, right? I want to be able to have time to think about my day and just not always be in a huff, right? So at that point, I had to go within and figure out, like, okay, so how do I create situations that I can feel the way that I want to feel, right? In the morning, how do I create situations where I feel peaceful and calm, right? Number one, leaving out on time, right? Number two, or it still goes with number one, leaving out on time, like leaving out at the time that I say that I'm gonna leave, right? Like, stop trying to like do so many, y'all, I'm a morning person. So like, I be trying to fit like every freaking thing that I possibly can into the morning, right? So like, I had to realize like, okay, so like, you need to stop doing that, right? You need to put yourself in a position where you can feel how it is that you want to feel, right? So I think it's very, very important that we start to identify how it is that we want to feel on a daily basis, or how it is that we want to feel whenever we're going through certain things or certain situations, right? And start to go within and then ask ourselves those questions of like, okay, so how do I create this for myself, you know? And it's very, very important. Like for me, like I had to create a space of peacefulness, a space of serenity, a space where there was no chaos allowed, a space where there was no fear allowed. Because, like, man, if I'm honest, like, if I really fed into and, like, really gave a lot of energy to all the things that were going on around me, I would have been very fearful, right? I needed to be cautious, but I couldn't live in a constant state of fear, because a part of the reason why I was going through what I was going through is because people wanted me to be scared. They wanted me to be fearful. They wanted me to shut up. They wanted me to stop, right? And I was like, okay, if that's how y'all want me to feel, I'm going to make sure that that's exactly how I don't feel, because I got a little bit of pride, y'all. Okay? I got a little bit of pride. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, no one is going to conquer me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is going to set out to see certain things happen for me. And I actually feed into it and allow those things to be, right? But it requires a lot of mental work, a lot of bringing it in, and always reminding myself, this is how I want to feel. This is how I may feel at this particular given time, but ultimately, this is how I want to feel. How do I create that for myself, right? So that is what I really, really, really want to encourage you guys to do, is to really connect with your inner Zen, so that no matter what is going on around you, no matter the chaos that's going on around you, you are always able to get yourself back to center, right? Even if it means sometimes we have to sit with those feelings. Like this morning, it was me and my daughter, and I was like, we were like rushing, and we like left out a few minutes late, and it was like we were rushing, and I was just like, oh my God, I hate this feeling, da da da, right? And I verbalize externally certain things because it's like I need to speak it into the atmosphere so I can make a change. So then after I was right, then I had to calm myself down and I had to sit with my feelings, right? And I had to sit with my reality. And my reality is that I could do certain things differently so that I don't have to experience this feeling, right? But first of all, I had to identify where I was and how I felt about those feelings and my emotions. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, I know she's feeling bad because I need to drop her off before I go to where it is that I need to go. And she probably was just like, oh my God, like, it's my fault because if mom didn't have to do this and da 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 da, right? But what I wanted her to, what we later ended up talking about, I'm like, don't feel bad because my daughter's an empath. So I'm teaching her how to be able to balance all of those emotions. And I'm like, it sounds insensitive, but like certain things we just can't take on. Like, that's not my stuff and I'm not going to take it on, right? So it's like, don't feel like, oh, it's my fault. But instead, if there's something within the situation that you could do differently, so you don't have to feel like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like, I made mom wait or I made mom late or whatever the case may be. You may say, you know what, like, okay, so that I don't feel guilty or upset or anything like that if we're running late, like, I'm gonna be early, like, bitch, I'm gonna be waiting on you. So like, I'm never going to think, we ain't both gonna be running out of here at the same time all crazy. So I'm gonna put myself in a position that I will be waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling her, like, in this situation. I don't know how she felt, but I just know that she looked real, real sad, right? So I'm like, oh my God, like, she's probably like beating herself up. And it wasn't a time for her to beat herself up, right? But instead, like, figure out, like, if any of this is my fault, I'm going to fix myself within the situation so I could be carefree, right? And a lot of times that's what we have to do in our lives. Like, we have to realize what's our stuff, what's not our stuff. Don't take on other people's stuff, right? Like, if it's yours, right? And whatever is mine, I'm going to take responsibility for what's mine. I'm going to take responsibility for the things within a situation that I can change, the things that I have control over, right? That is going to give you guys so much peace of mind in your life, okay? So, yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I want to tell you guys about connecting to your inner Zen? I think that's it. Don't be afraid to sit with your feelings, right? Don't be afraid to don't beat yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all gonna have shortcomings. We all gonna fall short, right? But instead of beating yourself up, I want you to replace that with thoughts and actions, or first of all, thoughts of, okay, so how can I make this situation better? And guess what? Beating myself up is not gonna make the situation better. I guarantee you, right? That's not going to help the situation. It only makes us feel worse. And then when we feel worse, like, we're really not motivated, right? So I want you guys to identify thoughts of, okay, what can I do to make this better? Don't be afraid to sit with your feelings about the situation, right? But as you sit with those feelings, instead of beating yourself up, self-loathing, getting mentally overwhelmed, I want you at that point to be like, okay, so how can I make this situation better, right? This is how I feel. This is how I want to feel. Fill in the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And I'm telling you guys, you will be able to tap into your inner Zen. Okay, so Divine Feminine, you beautiful, sexy, amazing goddess. That's all I got for you guys today. Do me a favor, like the video, share it with your friends, share this video with your friends. Leave me a comment. What I want y'all to tell me. Tell me about some ways that you plan on harnessing your inner Zen. All right. So I love you guys. And I will be back next Friday. Have a good weekend. Peace.